When the deal came out, became public, there were a lot of sound bites.
Everyone was like, no one was excited. Everyone was like shocked. Why Uber?
We spent many years almost driven by this notion of competition with Uber.
I would even wear black. That's how extreme things were.
A good portion of our mind space was about fighting that fight. When the deal came out, there were a lot of sound bites about, what side are you on?
Everyone was like, no one was excited. Everyone was like shocked. We have to raise funds. We have to, it's the right direction for Careem to grow and scale further. Why Uber?
We had a very different relationship with Uber prior to these discussions. Uber was a four-letter word that was never used in Careem. But the first approach from Uber actually came around the time that we raised the unicorn round. And we were feeling quite pumped and strong. So when that approach came, we rebuffed it and basically said, if you want to sell your regional business, we're happy to look at it, but we're not interested in selling Careem. Around 2018, when we were about to embark on our next fundraise,
we had this thought that maybe we should go and speak to Uber as well, just to see what they think.
Our absolute ulterior motive was to ascertain what they might be willing to offer so that we can negotiate with, the investors we were fundraising with and achieve a better outcome for ourselves.
So we go to meet Uber.
And somehow we found an Uber that had changed from what it had been before. Since Dara had come over, the approach and the discussions were a lot more constructive. There was a lot more respect in those discussions, to the point that when we shared with them our vision to become a super app in the region, they actually got quite excited. They said, we're happy to keep you fully independent, to continue pursuing this purpose. In fact, we'll fund this vision.
So I remember leaving that meeting feeling quite confused. And we're looking at each other and saying, no, this is a little weird, but these are like good guys, and they really understand what we're trying to do.
The financial value was one part of it, and the ability to continue building out the vision of Careem was another part of it. All of these were pretty big challenges. So until they all came together, it didn't necessarily feel like this was a transaction that was actually going to happen.
Over a couple of weeks and months of discussions, we came up with a model where Careem could stay independent. Because for us, it was important to still have Careem as an entity that can shine in the region and that can continue to inspire in the region.
What changed our mind was actually a discussion that we had with one of our investors, that if you continue to hang on to Careem and not do this deal, you're actually going to be selfish. Because this deal with Uber for Careem would be an incredible validation of the ecosystem in this region.
A very good job was done of explaining how this relationship with Uber would benefit the organization, benefit our colleagues, and benefit the region ultimately. That with these partners, we would have access to resources that would enable us really to superpower the next version of Careem.
That deal will have a strong impact in that future. So I think it was done absolutely for the right reasons.
Uber has honored its promises, right from closing the transaction to like the last 2.5 years of keeping us independent. They've been a great parent company for us.
This is the reason why we're investing, is because we believe in growth.
A positive story, a story that highlights the size of the opportunity in the region.
You can't underestimate the impact to the tech, the startup, whole ecosystem here. And it's hugely exciting across every element.
Definitely one of the biggest deals of the year. So everybody's super excited about how that's going to play out.
Careem was riding on top of the world, but around the corner was something no one could see coming.